Getting your son's guitar back from the ghost. Yes, the ghosts actually have purpose in this mission. They've stolen his guitar and you gotta go get it back. In the big city. I don't know what city it is, but whatever the case, Miss Pacman once again gives you a ticket, this time for the train to take into the city. You gotta walk all the way to the train station. Oh, come on, stop interacting already. Screw the hot dogs, just get to the train already. Anyway, yes, you take the train to the city, and, again, you can't stop interacting with crap. Gotta watch out for the painter, walk right by him. And this just gets ridiculous. Because you come to the gate, which is where you have to fight the ghosts, which are inside this mannequin dummy thing. But of course, if you walk to the left to get to the gate, the mannequin won't be there. Yes, of course, there's other locations throughout the city, the village, and all sorts of places where those trash cans have the eyes on them. Yes, the trash cans have eyes. Ooh, how eerie. And if you hit them, the ghosts do appear. So, you don't really have to throughout the course of the game until this part of the game. You have to know the right set of ghosts to fight because only a certain set have the guitar. And like I said, they're inside of this mannequin dummy, not a trash can. If you walk to the left, it won't be there, in front of this metal gate thing. You have to know to walk all the way to the right, go to the roof, which happens whether you like it or not, because Pacman is an asshole, screws with the balloon salesman guy, puts you on the roof, you gotta navigate through the roof and zip line and having to jump over by slingshotting at him, fall down, gotta make sure you slingshot him to regain consciousness, walk to the right, not the left, yep, to the right, in front of that same gate, and somehow magically that mannequin thing appears. You gotta hit the face and it makes an angry face, which is really creepy. But that's not how you do it. You have to make sure Pacman's in the right happy mood, not a sad mood, otherwise he won't do it. Keep hitting the gate, and the mannequin will walk in front of you. Keep trying, and then eventually the mannequin will grab you. And oh, most importantly, make sure you have a power pellet. If you have not one power pellet, you are screwed. So, yeah, keep hitting the thing, knock the face off, eventually the ghost will come out of hiding. Fling that power pellet up if you have one. And it's ghost munching time. See, that's what I'm talking about. One of them has the guitar out of the three of them. Because if you don't get all of them, well, you're pretty much screwed. Gotta either go back, find a tree, which is nowhere to be found in this city, or head to the arcade. And what's in the arcade? Oh, a Pac-Man machine. Yes, the original classic arcade game within its wannabe sequel. My dear lord, I can't believe what I'm seeing. So I guess I'll give some credit to this homage right here, at that being very little. It plays pretty well, it's functional, but the sound quality is kinda shit. You only get 3 lives, and if you manage to make the first 5 places of the high score, well, then you get 1 power pellet, and Pac-Man's happy. And that's the first one that you can just easily play. Second one, to the right, there's also one in the village too as well, is Ms. Pacman. Okay, I will admit there's one major difference between this version on the Super Nintendo, that is what I'm playing, and the Sega Genesis one. Aside from the grittier sound effects on the Sega Genesis, this version has Ms. Pacman that you have to get the cartridges to unlock, which are in very fixed locations. I'm not going to get really into detail, you should probably just look it up online. And on the Sega Genesis version, instead, it's Pac Jr. Same principles apply. Find the cartridges, which is 3 of them, and you get to play it. As for Ms. Pacman, not much to say, but why are the sound effects nowhere near as good as the arcade or even the Game Boy Advance version? I mean, come on. They couldn't get this on the Super Nintendo? The version on Sega Genesis is like the arcade version, but come on. But that's really the only major difference. Not bad, but the same principles apply. You get one of the first 5 high scores, you get a pellet. So, much easier and probably more fun to get it that way, rather than having to go all the way back to get them from the tree in front of your house. So, anyway, getting back to the main mission. Get the power pellets, make sure you put them in front of the way you're facing. Pac-Man becomes Super Pac-Man. Yeah, now that's more like it. Eat the ghost, and there you go. Isn't that what Pac-Man should do in the game? Why isn't more of that in the game? Come on. I would like the game more if it was more like this. Anyway, yes. Finally eat all 3 of the ghosts, get the guitar back, gotta bring it all the way back home. Mission's completed, and on to the next one, which is apparently, which the ghosts once again are wreaking havoc, taking kids' gum. Really? Taking kids' gum? How about something a little more drastic than that? You know, like, I don't know, destroying stuff in the city or the entire Pack Village or the entire world. And I mean, I'm glad the ghosts are in this mission, but geez, do a little better than that. But anyway, yes, this is the final level or mission, whatever the hell you call it. And what do you gotta do to stop these evil ghosts and the ghostly queen or witch, whatever? Well, you have to collect ID cards. There's 3 of them, and they're all in different locations spread out. First one's pretty easy to get, might I say, and it's right next to the train station, to the right of it, that is. Hit the trash can with the ghosts on it, and you get one. Next one's a little bit tricky, because of course, you gotta head to this roof in the city, on the scaffold thing that apparently wasn't there before. You don't even have to hit a garbage can, they just appear in this part of the roof, so yep. Do as expected. Make sure you have a big pellet and gobble them up. There you go. There's the second ID card. And there you go. And the last one is pretty annoying, yet I know how to get to, the minecart ride. Rules apply very similarly to the hang gliding mission, and trust me, it's just as annoying as ever. Instead of saying higher, higher, you can say faster, faster, and again, you have to slingshot Pacman to go up this time, not down, to avoid all obstacles and such, and believe me, it's all trial and error. Again, there's no checkpoints, but it's really not that long. As I said, just a lot of trial and error. Get to the end, instead of hitting a trash can, you gotta hit a crate with the eyes on it. Ooh, creepy. The crate has eyes. And then you get the 3rd and final ID card. So, I managed to get through this part when I first bought this game, but I was 9 years old at the time. I could never figure out what the hell you had to do because I had no internet back then. And this is where it gets really interesting. You have to go into the city sewers. How do you get down there? Well, you gotta, of course, repair the fire hydrant in the city, comes loose again, repair it again, and then this is how you get into the sewers, by making sure the manhole cover flings up in the air, and there you go, it's open. How the hell is anybody supposed to guess this? Seriously, it's all trial and error. And like I said, thank God we have internet for this kind of stuff, because I was barely able to figure this shit out. So yes, you have Pacman fall or climb down the manhole, navigate through the sewers, which is pretty easy and straightforward, and then climb up another ladder all the way at the very end on the right. I thought this was going to lead me out back on the streets, but no, apparently this leads you right into the factory. Yeah, the factory, you know, where all the ghosts are made and everything, and all the treacherous tracks are. Getting through them can be a little tricky, pretty annoying. And then you finally get to the lab. Yeah, don't screw with any of this stuff. Then you get to the front door. This is where I could never figure this out. If you don't do it right, ghosts come out, and it's just nothing but hell after that. Especially if you have no power pellets left. And if you manage to do it right, and this is how you do it right, you have to hit the correct numbers in the correct order. This is how you do it. And then, of course, Pacman puts the cars in, and welcome to the last fight in the game. So, yes, this is it. This is the final boss in the game. You're not fighting the Ghost Queen, you're fighting her creation made out of used gum. Oh, I guess that's why they chose to steal children's used gum. Really? This is the best they come up with? Because honestly, it's really not that hard, it's just really annoying trying to dodge his arms. And if you don't have power pellets once again, well, you're pretty much screwed. But luckily, if you lose, it replenishes your power pellets. So, yeah, you can pretty much win the fight on just one power pellet because, well, it doesn't run out. But the stupid arms can still grab you with the power pellets with your super Pacman. Yeah, seriously, it's just so annoying. So, basically, your crosshair triggers is what you have to rely on, other than the super power pellet. So, yeah, shoot the face, obviously, but of course you have to do it while avoiding this stupid thing's arms, which you have to shoot as well as you're flying past it. It takes perfect timing and precision to get this done right, otherwise you're just going to keep going on and on and on. But I managed to get the hang of it and finally beat this bitch. and it's done for. Yes. You're the hero of the town, or pack world, whatever the hell you call it. That's pretty much it. What a piece of crap. So, I gotta say, not for a Pac-Man adventure game that should have been great, you know, considering it's a sequel to a classic arcade game, and up to 16-bit now, there's not really much of an adventure. All you're doing is going out and doing chores for your wife. And honestly, it's disappointing to say the least. Trust me, if you want a good Pac-Man adventure game, the Pac-Man World games on PS1, PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox, those are the ones you want to go for. Personally, I recommend Pac-Man World 2. I feel like that one is where they got it right and improved over the first one. The soundtrack was great. It's a terrific adventure game with great quests. And yeah, I know a lot of times with, you know, because a lot of times, especially in the woods, and a lot of levels can make you a little dizzy with the heights and everything. But the graphics are awesome. Of course, you fight ghosts, and it has great tributes to the classic arcade game as well, hidden in there. It's pretty noticeable, as well as boss fights against each ghost themselves. It can be difficult, but it's fun, and I love the presentation and graphics on that one. This is just a pile of crap. It's just disappointing to say the least. Trust me, you want my word on what a great sequel is? Try Miss Pac-Man. I know it seems kind of gimmicky that they used Pac-Man's wife even though she's called Ms. Pac-Man, but trust me, it's still a much more fun and playable game than this piece of crap any day. The levels obviously have more variation in comparison to the first game, and it's challenging and fun, and again, it has cutscenes like the first Pac-Man game, even though it's simple, but it's fun. This is just not. This is annoying, it's tedious, and it's not what you'd expect out of a sequel to a great arcade game. Trust me. Stick to the Pac-Man World games, don't even bother with this one. Yeah, this is a stinker that deserves, well, even though I'll give some credit to the homages, I'm not going to go terribly, you know, harsh on this game, but I'll go plain 2 ear modes down. It's still pretty bad. So, till next time, happy gaming.